Okay, this is our poster regarding our report problems with activity. This is introduction part. Here is problems and issues, and then real challenges. Aside of that, recommendations. Next, and the last one is implication and the conclusion. So that's our group member, and yeah, that is our poster. We go for presentation next.
Hi, good day to my lovely doctor. We are from group 3 and I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Nur Alia binti Mak Rashid and my metric number is 262704. Our group has chosen the topic, the perception and attribution in an organization, and we have been focusing on the airline company, which is Marindo Airways, to see how they react on difficulties during this pandemic of COVID-19. Marindo Airways is an airline company owned by Indonesian Lion Air Group, and this company has entered into partnership with National Aerospace and Defence Industry, which is known as NADI, and it is located in Malaysia. Marindo Airways is the Malaysian full-service hybrid airline, and it offers aviation services for both domestic and also international flights. However, during this pandemic of COVID-19, Malaysian government has restricted the border to prevent the spread of virus, and this situation has badly affected the transportation companies, including Marindo Airways. The company started to falter in 2020 after more than 7 years of providing aviation services to people. This company has run out of funds to operate the company organization, and in order to stay in the aviation industry, they have to cut the operating costs by laying off their workers. The big decision that they have taken somehow give impacts to their workers and also to the company itself. So let's go through the challenges, problems, its solution, and its implication one by one via my other friends. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye.
So, there are measures of problems that arise due to pandemic COVID-19. And then, to cope with the matter, many companies have taken various ways and drastic measures for them to stay afloat. And then, the business have been affected by this pandemic, including airways companies. And then, they have been chosen Marindo Air. It is said that they are currently to further downsize and reducing their staff. It is all due to border closure and they cannot fly abroad. And then this matter have been agreed by their top management because of the announcement from World Health Organization. In bridging the gap, it is said that they are the first that reveals the initiative that have been taken to cutting the cost of their operations. It is said that they only retain 1,000 over 3,200 of their staff. And regarding this issue, the qualifications became more specific, and their staff are currently facing hard times due to this matter. And then it is said that they even delayed the payment of its February 2020 wages in order to cope with this problem. It is said that they even proposed to their staff to take 50% pay cut, and then they even reduced the work days by 15 days in a month. And then they are also downsizing their fleet of aircraft. They only operate smaller units of aircraft, and they even reduce the flight capacity by 50% compared to previous years. And then, because of this pandemic, they even need to reduce the scheduled flight routes because they cannot fly like usual. And then, Malindo Air also facing the revenue loss like other airways companies. From the research by International Air Transport Association, there are possibly 13% of year-round loss of passenger demand in Asia-Pacific region for carriers. It is all due to this pandemic COVID-19. So, it is true that it is like a nightmare that came true. I'm gonna pass this matter to my friend.
Okay, so when a problem arises, the organization will face a challenge in them, which is they need to find a way to overcome the problem. Even Malindo Air didn't miss from having a challenge in them, because there's no problem that's solved by itself. As for the first problem, which is Malindo Air had to feature downsizing and reducing their staff, the remaining staff had to double up their scope of work and job responsibility. This is because the organization are reducing the manpower, so that the remaining staff had to covering another job which they didn't have experience before. So they had to cover the job that been left by the staff that had to quit. As for the second problem, which is Malindo Air had to cut off their cost of operation, which is one of it, are reducing the staff. Therefore, the organization faced a challenge when there's some of the workers that had to be quit are thinking it was unfair for them to have been quit from their work, so that the organization had to come with a new alternative that can look after the welfare of the worker involved for a certain period. As for the third problem, which is Malindo Air are facing the delayed payment of wages. The delay of payment had made the organization to make a gradual payment to the staff involved. This is showing that the organization are facing a challenge in managing their current cash flow. These are showing that Malindo Air also had a problem in managing their current money to keep them for operating and make a payment for the staff involved. So that Malindo Air had to make enough money to keep them to operating and make all the settlement due to the delay for payment of wages. For the fourth problem, which is Malindo Air had to downsizing their fleet of aircraft, which is also made them to reduce the scheduled flight routes. This is also a challenge faced by Malindo Air because of their current cash flow, which is make them to come up with a decision to reducing their aircraft and keep operating using the remaining aircraft. So that to keep Malindo Air to keep operating using the remaining aircraft, they had to follow the new procedure that meet the demand that it can prevent the transmission of COVID-19. As for the last problem, which is Malindo Air are facing the revenue loss. This is because there's no people or passenger that can travel freely because of the transmission of COVID-19. So that to make up for this loss, once the transmission of COVID-19 is over or getting better, Malindo Air had to find an initiative to get the customer back to use their service. So this is all the challenge that are facing by Malindo Air.
Hello and greetings to everyone. My name is Muhammad Iqbal bin Muhammad Fauzi. My metric number is 264351. Today, I would like to share to you guys about our suggestion regarding the challenges that Malindo Air facing during this pandemic time. So, what are the suggestions? So, to Malindo Air is using AI technology in their system. Okay, using AI technology, they can actually help their remaining staff in order to fill in the gap that the workers that have been left. So actually, when the Malindo Air using the retrenchment, because they need to cope up with the COVID-19 and also they could not pay the salaries of the workers. So using this kind of method, they actually can help to reduce their cost and reduce the management work rate, and also the remaining staff can focus in other areas that AI could not help. So using this method actually can give a good perception to the workers that the company actually try their best to help them as far they could. So that is the first point. So we go to the second point, which is the using of AR and VR in the system. So what is AR and what is VR? AR is augmented reality and VR is virtual reality. So as we know, the workers already been fired from the Malindo Air. So the worker actually, we can try to give a sense of gratification and also a sense of satisfaction to them, in because we actually try to ask their opinion and experience to help to increase the productivity of the VR and AR system. So that's it give a good perception to them that actually the company actually try to give try to create a job to them in this pandemic era, and also by using their experience and skills, the VR and AR system actually can increase a lot and help the workers and the Malindo itself to be a better company in the future. So yeah, that's it. My second point. The third point, we can use big data. Okay, so what do I mean with big data? Big data actually can help the Malindo Air to detect which roads that actually is safe for the company to use. Because if we know that there are actually a lot of roads that been uh, curfew by the government because of the COVID-19. So with this data, they actually can know which roads that the customer prefer, and also which roads that actually are safe for them to use. And when they use this kind of method, they actually give a good perception to the customer that they actually care about the safety and the condition of the worker, and also and importantly for the passengers. So that's all from me.
Hi, my name is Nur Efanila binti Abdul Nasir. My metric number is 275404. First is AI technology. By creating a digitalized check-in app, it will make the movement of passengers is easy to access when one to boarding, such as passengers boarding passes, luggage submissions, weather alert, flight status, and others items that may digitally stored in this application. With this app, it will make the burdens of Malindo Air workers that have to double up their work because of reduction of working employee in the Malindo Air company. By launching food app, Malindo Airlines will get to sell and promote their food and use this platform to raise up and support the income of the company, and also support local enterprise business during this difficult time. Second is virtual reality technology, or called as VR. This implementation of VR will give the strong maintainer productivity growth of the company. It will help the company to get more skilled workers that had been training well using the VR technology, and make those who are actually doing the complex work become more effective. Lastly is big data. This implementation of using big data will provide decision makers with faster and more applicable perspective that can have a more general effect on the company, such as provide the passengers with advance notice to make informed travel decisions, and also encourage the Malindo Airlines to prepare their routes ahead to avoid unexpected last-minute cancellation and schedule change.
With my love, you want it.
Thank you. Hi, meet me again in the conclusion part. So I will make a very simple and brief conclusion. Every company in this world, including Marindo Airways, will absolutely face various challenges and obstacles, especially when COVID-19 strikes. Marindo Airways has to face the revenue loss, need to delay the payment wages, and also need to downsize the fleet of aircraft and their workers as well. Due to this problem, the remaining staff of Marindo Air have to double up their job responsibility and also their scope of work in order to increase again the cash flow of the company, even though the schedule of the flight has been reducing. So our group has come out with some solution by using IR 4.0. For instance, we have come out with the AI technologies, virtual reality technologies, and also big data. This suggestion, I hope, can help the company and the workers to overcome their problems and also their obstacle, and further will give the good implication to them to survive in the COVID-19. So that's all from us. Thank you. Bye and have a good day.